It's time for your daily dose of all things Chicago sports. This is the Daily Score. Now, here's your host, Mark Grote.
It's a tough Bears game. The Bears lose to the Browns 20-17 despite the defense playing absolutely dominant football. The Bears did have a 17-7 lead in the fourth quarter, but I'm not pinning this one on the defense. Yeah, they gave up the points in the end, and Joe Flacco made some big plays. The Cleveland offense made some big plays, but the defense was just far too dominant throughout, and there were opportunities that the offense had that they did not take advantage of today. Bears lose 20-17 on the road. Montez Sweat was an absolute monster. He alone is reason to believe the Bears defense deserved better. 2.5 sacks, a forced fumble, 7 tackles along the way. Tremaine Edmonds with the pick 6 on the great play, the great hit by TJ Edwards to deflect the ball, put it into Edmonds' hands, and he rolls for the pick 6. That was huge. And you were starting to feel like at that point that, yeah, look, the Cleveland defense is very good. So for the Bears defense to score, felt like that was needed, and the Bears got it. The Eddie Jackson pick was nice, and that play really made by the pressure of Justin Jones. So right up the gut, forced Flacco to make a fast decision. Eddie Jackson scouted it, picked it, made the play. Another guy, man, probably the most impressive interception of the day, just because of the skill that went into it, a diving interception by Tyreek Stevenson, and the Bears head coach Matt Eberflus talking about that play.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good play, by him. He's overlapping on the backside of that, and he did a really nice job. Just the vision, and he's a playmaker, and he's going to be a heck of a player for us. And because he's tough, he's got ball skills, and he's big, and so there's plays out there that he made that were just unbelievable plays today, and he's got other stuff to work on too.
And it was also here's the other thing about it, like that whole sequence was very bothersome because the Tyreek Stevenson pick comes after the Trent Taylor muff, which just looked like a death play at the time. Punt muffs at consequential times, there's really nothing worse than that. But Tyreek Stevenson immediately makes you forget about that play with the interception. And the Bears get the ball back. So there it is. It's kind of the bailout from the pass sequence. Bears get the ball back. Eventually, they get it to a 4th and 1. Justin Fields tries to run it, and he's not able to get the 4th down play, which was unbelievable because with Justin Fields running to the outside and not able to make that play, that was shocking. As a matter of fact, let's hear from Justin Fields on that 4th and 1. What happened?
Thought I got tripped up. Once I felt myself falling, I thought I dove and got it. I don't know if y'all saw a replay or something like that, but I mean, if I were to have it back, I would just get as wide as possible and literally race to the first down marker. But I mean, yeah, I like that play call in that situation, and we just got to execute it better.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with the play call in this case, but I dare I say Fields should have made that play. Like, probably the decision to go farther outside was a good idea because then eventually the Browns get the ball back. The bomb to Marquise Goodwin leads to a field goal. It's a 17-10 game. The Browns are within a touchdown, and points were precious in this game. So just for them, that whole sequence, the Tyreek Stevenson pick, all you get out of that is a Cleveland field goal, basically, if you want to add it up. So that one I found to be particularly frustrating. I should also mention, too, a bad play call by Luke Getsy. It was in the third quarter, or in that fourth quarter, 17-10 Bears. A 3rd and 1. They go with a fly sweep to Tyler Scott. Scott not able to get it. And hell, on the next possession, then, Bears get the ball back again. Justin Fields takes the 11-yard sack. So you could just see, I take into account how good the Cleveland defense was on this day. There's no doubt about it. This wasn't as egregious as the Minnesota game, where the field position was unbelievable and the offense wasn't able to put points on the board. But in this case, they did have opportunities and they kept getting opportunities. And those are just a couple of examples of the blown opportunities. Let's circle back to Justin Fields now. I don't think he had a bad game. I think he was average. I think the offense was average. Again, Cleveland defense was excellent. 19 of 40, 166 yards, a couple of picks. The picks were both on the Hail Marys, which we will get to. So, to take that for whatever it's worth. And actually, the first supposed pick, the Hail Mary at the end of the first half, that was not a pick. That ball was dropped, but it was the end of the half. Everybody go to the locker room. Guess nobody really cared at that moment. But yeah, two picks has to go on the stat line, unfortunately, for Fields. But this was with Justin Fields after the game.
Do you identify as what was missing or off with the offense today?
Yeah, I mean, first off, defense played a hell of a game. I'm not sure if they could have played any better for us as a team. First off, I got to play better as the quarterback of this team, and I think we all got to be better on offense. Of course, their D-line, they have a great D-line, great rush. So I know the guys up front, wish they would have had a few plays back. Receivers, wish they would have had a few plays back. But, it's simple. We just got to be better. I got to be better. And run game going. We didn't really get that going today. So, run game is important in our offense. And like I said, I got to be better as a quarterback for this team. We got to get that last completion of Moon at the end of the first half. That would have been big. To set us up for a field goal going into the half. And, long story short, I got to be better. We got to be better as a whole.
Now, he's right about the running game. Roschon Johnson, 5 carries, 36 yards. Fields himself, 7 carries for 30 yards on this day. Had a long of 15. Roschon Johnson did have a 22-yard run. That was the bulk of his yards. Again, Luke Getsy using the wide receiver runs a little bit. Velus Jones Jr., 2 runs for 23 yards. That worked. Had a 15-yarder. Velus Jones Jr. did. Hey, Velus Jones Jr. just pops up randomly on the Bears field. Khalil Herbert, 6 carries, 8 yards, a long of 7 on the day. Tyler Scott, 1 carry, -3. We talked about that play. And Deontay Foreman just could not get it going. He did not look right today. 6 carries, -6 yards is what it all ended up adding up to once you add in the loss of yards plays. A key play, too, that Justin Fields should have had a bunch more yards and another touchdown. Other than the nice play to Cole Kmet, Robert Tonyan, just a straight-up drop in the first quarter on a deep ball, probably would have been a touchdown. Tunyan's got to make that play. Absolutely. Let's get to the Hail Marys now. But the one at the end of the first half would have been a 55-yarder against the wind for Cairo Santos. And then there was the Hail Mary at the end of the game where Darnell Mooney had it and dropped it. He was on the ground. He was falling down, so it was not ideal, but he did drop it. So first you're going to hear Flus talking about what was going on with the end of the first half, because the broadcast on TV did very little to explain what was happening. So this is what Matt Eberflus had to say about going for the Hail Marys opposed to a 55-yard field goal.
I'm not going to go over the exact yards, but we were quite a ways back. There were significant yards that were there that we needed to gain to go for the kick there, and the wind was significant that direction for sure.
You said on TV it was 8. Is that about right?
Yeah, it's probably close to that. Yeah.
Okay, and then at the end, was the wind any different?
No, the wind settled down a little bit, but it wasn't enough. I think it was up at 15 when we got the kickoff, and then it was down to 13 at the later part of the game.
What was your target on the final drive in terms of kicking?
What's that?
What was your target on the final drive?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into target lines.
Yeah, he's only going to tell television or whoever he told. I don't know. I just thought that there could have been better clarification for all of that. I look, 55 yards against the wind. I am not mad at Matt Eberflus nor Cairo Santos. I mean, they discussed this before the game. You know what you're capable of. So I actually have no problem with the decisions that Matty Eberflus made in those cases. I just wish he didn't feel like he had to run and hide from us, but you could tell television. So, but that's it. I mean, there's a lot more to break down on this game, but we're going to continue to do it throughout the week. I'll be out at Hall today, and I'll get the day 2 questions that we always ask and get a little bit deeper into it. But the Bears lose to the Browns 20-17. Thank you for listening to this edition of the Daily Score. For our executive producer Ray Diaz, I am Mark Grote. I'll talk to you tomorrow on the Daily Score.